talking about writing and reading today on Kababayan LA, highlighting Filipino-American authors Donna and Cecilia. They both wrote fiction, and now the book is right there, seeing it on the screen as well. How do you get published? I guess it's every writer's dream to get published, but how do you find a publishing company that will believe in you?
Well, my experience, I had an agent who, when I was looking for agents, that was the first part.
Okay.
So I did a lot of querying, and I actually went to a couple of conferences where I could pitch my book to agents and editors. And so at one point, I had, I think, 6 agents who were interested in the book.
Wow.
But there was one who was particularly interested, and she kept contacting me, and I felt that because she was so eager and enthusiastic about it, that I wanted her to represent me. And she did a really wonderful job of trying to sell it. She sent it out to many, many editors.
Right.
And we got a lot of really positive feedback about they liked the writing, they liked the story, but they didn't know where it fit on their list. And even if an editor likes it, their marketing people have to like it as well. So they have to sell it to their marketing folks. And that wasn't happening. And so there were many, many rejections. And so finally I decided this was not going to be the path to publication for me.
Right. Do you, I'm sorry to cut you, when you say it, is it the actual book, the manuscript, the story completed, or just the idea and the first few chapters?
For fiction, you have to have a complete manuscript for them to look at.
Especially if you're a first-time
novelist.
Right.
So when you said, okay, this isn't going to be the way that will work for me, what did you do?
I had heard that, you know, sometimes if you get a part of the book, part of the manuscript published in a journal, somebody might see it.
Okay.
And so that's what happened. I had the first chapter published in Cha, which is an Asian online journal. That was published in Cha in May of 2010. August of 2010, I was contacted by Signal 8 Press, the publisher from Signal 8 Press, who had seen it in Cha, had read it. He asked to see my entire manuscript, and I sent it, and then he offered to publish it for me.
Wow. Okay, there it goes. Asian American, Filipino American. Obviously, when you're writing about something you know, you experience, it will be something that's related to being an immigrant or immigrant experiences, basically just that, or Filipino experiences. And you mentioned that there might be no market. Did you find that also?
Well, you know, my experience is I couldn't find an agent. So when I first came out with a finished manuscript, so I started querying. And it's like after a ream of rejections,
wow,
I said, that's it. I'm going to go on to my next project. So, you know, I was still writing plays. And then I didn't go back to it until about late 2010. Because one of my inspirations, my aunt, who was 8 years old when war happened in the Philippines, she was diagnosed with terminal cancer. So I said, I got to get this out there. So I self-published it. I self-published it.
You self-published it. So sometimes it...
I didn't have time to query it and look for, because I said I want it out there.
Yeah.
The most difficult part is actually promoting the book because, you know, I don't have the backing of a publishing house.
Who's your market for this? Is it mostly Filipinos? We're obviously telling our Kababayans about this, but, you know, outside of the Filipino community, who do you think will be interested in immigrant experiences, in Filipino experiences?
Well, the story of In Her Mother's Image, it's a mother-daughter story. So Consuelo's the mother, Chiquita's the daughter. So when the war breaks out, Chiquita's only 8 years old. But the story actually starts in 1971, 30 years after the war, and mother and daughter are estranged. They haven't talked to each other for 19 years.
Sounds like an interesting story. You have 2 minutes left on the show. Where can we get a copy of the book?
Amazon.com or Philippine Expressions.
Yes.
Archipelago Books.
Yes, yes.
So,
and that's everything is on the screen. If you want more information, that's the website and your book, Donna.
Yeah, it's available on Amazon, almost any online bookseller will have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you've conquered rejection and conquered, what seemed like maybe defeats because you got rejected so many times, it encourages you.
Oh, yeah.
Are you working on anything now? Would you say that there's no stopping you now?
No, there's no stopping, because once you started writing, and I actually have a book of short stories that I'm trying to get published. It was a finalist for the Grace Paley Prize, Prize in Short Fiction in 2010.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, only the finalists,
Yeah,
only the winner gets published.
But still. Oh, okay.
But I also am working on a new novel.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Good luck.
Thanks.
And more power on that. And Cecilia,
Mine-
plays or novel?
Plays. So I have 3 plays I'm working on.
Right.
And one is on St. Francis of Assisi, one is on Lorenzo de Medici, and one is the stage adaptation of...
Sounds good. You know what? We should watch your plays, and we're going to keep an eye out for your novels. Information on the screen, their website. So if you want more information, thank you for joining us today and sharing your stories. Thank you for joining us on Kababayan LA. This has been Janelle Sawyer, Kababayan in Los Angeles. I'll see you next time.